Back at it. Got the three screws out. Got this back corner one sticking here. I actually got in there, if you could see, is right here. Got the little vacuum out with the little hose to get down in there. It looked totally square to me, so I popped this down in there. Little square-headed, I don't know, that's off of Weed Eater or some jazz. Put that in there and stripped that, and I still don't know if I got it or what. It was just rotted to death. So, as you can see from this side, if I pull it here, it's loose, but I might have to do some, let's say jackhammering, I guess, to get on that one. So, we'll get keeping at it. Right, manage some of the mess. Yeah, I had to drill it out. If you see back in the corner here, it popped right off. It's just shot toasty. But here is that thing. Womp. I apologize for the drunkenness of the camera here. But anyways, here's what we got. Let's see. Get something I can point you with, and maybe we can make sense of this deal here. Alright. Okay. Here's a squirter. Here. Here's a squirter. This is the adjustment. This adjustment here, it attaches actually the adjustment cap. It's right here on the top of the shroud. See the shroud right here. Okay. So right here, it's probably a little tough to see. It's a little cam there. This fits into that, fits into this right here, and that's your adjustment for your pretty much your soap levels and soap strength. Whether you want to be economic with it, your detergent, soap, whatever you put in there. All these lines are your water. So your squirters for out the front, which is these two. I already pointed out these two. The pump is actually belt fed off of this belt here, off of this motor, and right to here is the water pump. Now on the other side of this, underneath this thing right here, underneath this, that is another belt that heads out this way to the front, and that runs the rollers. So it's kind of neat. It's a double belt setup. Kind of like the old days with the old factories, the belts running along the ceilings. And you get it runs around, you got your detergent and your mixer, and then it pump from here, your pressure is. You make your pressure here, the line is pressurized. You got to remember also, you got one that goes out the back here for your hose out the back. And here is the two lines that run up the side here and then run up to the handle, to the trigger, which is right here. And that's obviously to run the trigger. That's going to be basically like pinching, connecting these two lines right here, these two, connecting them together and pinching it. That's what's going to stop and start it from squirting. So, yeah, fanciness. Something like that, I guess, I figure. So anyways, why it's not pumping, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these off. See if I can't show you quick, and if I remember how they go. They clip off the front. Oh, doing this one hand is a freaking nut job. You gotta be kidding me. This is almost a horrible joke, trying to do one-handed. Yeah, there's one. I'm trying to keep it in shot best I can. It's just such an awkward spot working here. If you can see how that moved there, that's what they do. They actually slide right up. Yup, like that. But I probably ain't going to be able to get that to move without moving the camera. I'll keep fussing with it. Okay, let me try to get a better setup here. I'll be back. Oh, thanks for waiting up for me there. I know it took a lot longer than I said, but a little messy. Okay, got these clipped back on again. These push forward to unclip. Sometimes these hose clamp clips get in the way if they're on the bottom. They're a real pain in the pannies. So you want to make sure when you squeeze these together, you want both tabs up to the top. Okay, put it on there, slide it on the hose, and now set it up here, push it back, boink, clicks in. And same with this one, but you want to have both tabs pointing up to the top. If they're on the bottom, it doesn't give you enough room to slide it out. Not totally sure, again, what's wrong here. I took the belt off of the water pump, and the shaft is really shabby, we'll call it. And I want to hit that, before I put it back together, I want to hit it with the wire wheel, just so if over time it gets moving around or that it starts riding out here and it's real rough, it'll just eat the belt up. So, fun. Alright, I got a special rust inhibitor deal that I made up with a whole bunch of concoctions that I'll put on that. I don't want it on the belt though. I don't want the belt to slip. Oh yeah, if you get the belt, if you ever have to put a new belt, I don't know what the number is. If I do see a number on here, I will make sure to post it. I do. Oh my God, what does that say? Okay. 9924. Underneath that, 9924. Underneath it is 99. So hopefully that, if anyone needs a belt, that helps them find the belt. Again, that's the water pump, the main shaft, not for the roller. Roller's different. Ooh. You just get clumps of hair out of spots. I got a spot. That's where this clump of hair come from. Look at that. That come from, yeah, just actually jammed in here. Right in there. So, figured I'd save it for you. Love to see that stuff. Try to get as much out of there as I can. Yeah, put the belt back on. If it does come off, just stretch it, get it over the edge here, and then roll the shaft. Just roll it, and it'll slide itself back on. It'll keep lining up, and eventually it'll run right to where it was running. I'm going to put a little bit of my happy spackle here, we'll call it. Don't want to get too much on it. I got some on the belt, but I can wipe that off. So I find my wiper gimmick. It's either it gets a little or a lot or none. It's kind of not a happy in between. But that's happy. This stuff I use it gets a little sticky actually too, so I don't think it would ever slip. If it did, once it dried, it would be fine. But I got that all cleaned up. This spigot here, this just shows a mixer. It shows you got mixing happening. When you put this back together, it's got a little tab on the very back of it. You got to make sure it locks in back here. It fits over the back of this and then slides down in, holds it. Make sure these are where they should be. This one's flopping around. It's the way it is. It's happiest that way. You just want to make sure it kind of lines up when you go to put the top back down. And I want to open this pump up or maybe pull the pump and figure out why it's not pumping. Figure out what the thing's problem is. So, again, I don't know if it's what the deal is. If the pump's not pumping or it's not building pressure or what. So, I'll get that figured out. Get something going here. Get off me, would you? Damn thing. It's alright. As you can tell by the water all over, blew out with the air hose, blew out from the top. This hose here has a spigot, pulled that off, blew that out, and then took the clamp off of this one and blew that out in there, and they all blew out. Then you can stick, you gotta make sure there's water in this, and you want to stick, you don't care about, because it's the way it goes, it goes like this. This red guy right here, you want to make sure that fits right on the spot here, right on the back. You'll feel it. That was just, I did that as a dry run. I didn't want to put all the shroud and everything back together before testing it, but I got it, started it up, and I just unplugged it a second ago because it's loud. And running, pumping, so you can see by all the water here, so should be good, hopefully. Won't really know till I get it all back together. So I ended up getting vice grips on that screw in the back, the one I drilled out. It was pretty shot. That's her right there, so pretty toasty. So I was just worried that I'd get it together and get it tight in this corner, especially the way with the legs on this work, or the handle, the back handle. It would cantilever and be real sloppy, especially tipping it back. One other thing is I ended up putting, you want a wedge or something to put under the back here. I wonder if that was fighting me too, and that's why I was having trouble getting that screw loose, because this is, the way it was sitting was jamming up and wanted to be up in the air. I got weight or whatever under there, just some weight about like that, underneath to prop it back up. If you have one of these, you'll know what I mean by the hose gets in the way and everything else when you try to lean it back. It's a real flussum. So we'll set this back down. Again, it's just pretty much the 2 screws in the back, 2 screws in the middle, and then the rest is all snapped together by the front piece that is these 2 screws. So, and if you're going to do this, you're going to want to vacuum and clean this out real good. Because even if crap is back here, is what happens over time is that if it gets loosened up, it'll end up sucking into the motor or wherever, and just clogging something else up. So that's what I recommend. You don't have to, but that's what I like to do on this farm. Might as well, the way I always figure it. And you want everything to lay on nice. And if it doesn't, then you're going to want to take the time. This is the most crucial part here. Make sure your seams are good. The plug in the bottom lines up good. This seemed to line up good. This one here, I want to make sure that this is working, because that's that cam that I was telling you about earlier in the video. Now, why is that moving up and not? I want to make sure that's right. What the? Strange. What a strange deal that is. Oh, okay. That can be anywhere. I need it to be. Yeah, I don't think it was lined up. It didn't seem right. I'm gonna double check it. Okay, that locks there. Just kind of drop her on in. This one's pretty crucial to get lined up good so you don't lose your good suction and all that. And this one also. This one's tougher though because you're just not allowed to get in there at all. Want to make sure this still works. Really shouldn't have nothing as far as getting in the way. These are a weird deal. These are spring loaded here and it pushes up. I don't know why, but it's something for how you lock it when it's stood up all the way. It's an odd deal. These are really, they're a menagerie. They really are once you get into them. Not sitting there, so that ain't right. I don't understand how it didn't work right from the beginning. Is that it? Wow. Why is that sweet something? Oh! Yeah, that can't be right. I can't believe that got moved off. That's strange. Unless it wasn't right to begin with. Oh. Crud. These things are fun. Lots of fun. Very set up for a very patient person. Let's put it that way. That thing's getting really annoying. I don't know what that thing's problem is, but it's got issues for sure. All right.